Hey friends, Mark Holmes here. I just got back home and found out there's going to be a Tony Romo press conference. This is going to be the first time that he has spoken to the media since the whole Dak attack has been taking off. It's going to be interesting to hear what he has to say. But most of you guys who've been watching me, and I welcome all of you new fans and followers and things on there. I am truly a student of the game. I mean, I used to play football, not professionally or anything, but I've been blessed to have worked around a lot of football players and things, and I've been around football for quite a while. And I always like to look back in the past, and a lot of things that happen in football, they'll repeat. And you may think that this whole Tony Romo, Dak Prescott thing is something new. But quite frankly, this has happened in the NFL over and over again. And in fact, I came up with this clip where it's happened in Dallas. Let's go to that clip.
Controversy of all time. Craig Morton versus Roger Staubach.
The Cowboys actually had a very difficult choice here. You had an established, solid quarterback for a good team, Morton.
Craig Morton threw as well on that one as he ever thrown in his life.
Morton was a talented player. That's what people have to realize. He's a very talented player.
Staubach would get on the field, and fans loved him.
A different kind of weapon, a guy with a lot more mobility and a lot more daring.
Landry still was more comfortable with Morton because Roger would want to break all the plays.
He's the better runner of the two, though not considered the better passer.
You could see how torn Tom was. He liked Craig Morton. What was not to like? Craig was a really good quarterback. But he looked at Staubach, and even though he wasn't his style,
A great play by Staubach.
you could see him just wrestling game to game, almost year to year. What do I do with this situation?
Craig Morton was Landry's quarterback in Super Bowl V, but a losing effort didn't help his cause.
That kind of gave Coach Landry a reason to really look at Roger Staubach and say maybe this guy's the answer.
He was beginning to sort of phase out Morton and phase in Staubach, but he wasn't quite ready to make the full commitment.
The Dallas Cowboys have quarterback problems, too. Only Coach Tom Landry has decided to solve his in a unique way. By rotating on every play Roger Staubach and Craig Morton.
I run out in the field, Craig's running off the field. I'm just mystified like he is. It's like two ships passing in the night.
It's very rare to see two quarterbacks being rotated. You don't really ever see it because it doesn't work. When I'm in the game, do me this favor, go get my dry cleaning for me. When I come back, I'll get your shopping list. So when you play in the game, I'll then go out, pick up the rice that you need for whatever pilaf you got cooking later on tonight.
It was right after that Coach Landry ended up making the decision to go with Roger Staubach.
Secure in the starting job, Roger Staubach won Super Bowl VI for the Cowboys.
Staubach drops back to pass. In front, touchdown!
There wasn't any question now that Coach Landry had made the right decision.
What do you think, Coach? Very nice. Congratulations. Really happy.
We found Craig Morton another place to go to where he could be that starting quarterback that he felt like he needed to be.
Morton goes to Denver.
The Broncos are going to the Super Bowl.
He winds up taking the Broncos to the Super Bowl, and they're playing against the Cowboys, and he's playing against Roger Staubach.
Kind of a special treat. I'd like to introduce you fellas. Craig Morton, Roger Staubach. Roger, this is Craig Morton.
Hello, Mr. Staubach. I've met Craig before, I believe.
Have you met before? I didn't realize that.
Roger goes deep across the middle. Butch Johnson caught. Touchdown!
The game turns into an absolute nightmare for Craig Morton.
Morton will throw, has time. Up, hit as he lets it go. It's intercepted again.
Winds up being benched.
Red Miller replaced the battered Craig Morton with Norris Weiss, number 14.
Norris Weiss finishes the game. A writer named David Israel wrote a story, and his lead was, throughout his career, Craig Morton always dreamed of winning a Super Bowl for the Dallas Cowboys. And yesterday he did.
Lightning can strike twice, and believe it or not, the same thing we're dealing with right now. Could it be lightning striking twice, and we're going to end up with the same kind of results? I don't know. Tony Romo's not going anywhere this year. I would love to be able to have Tony Romo back on the team, but next year, maybe they can work something out where Tony Romo becomes a player coach or takes a pay cut and stays back there, because I don't think the book is completed on Tony Romo. We are truly blessed to have Dak step in the way that he has. Because had he not, this season would have been a mess. I mean, if Tony Romo were just coming back right now, we would have had the same results we had last year. This team would be in the toilet, and we'd be talking about 2017. So, knowing Tony Romo, and I said this before, that Tony Romo would be willing to take a backup role. I said that, in fact, on my first take submission about 3 weeks ago, that I thought Tony Romo, being the player that he is, that he would be willing to say, you know what, I'm not going to mess with this. I'm here when you guys, if and when you guys need me. And I think Tony Romo really loves the Dallas Cowboys enough to the point where he said, you know what, I've seen other players that have gone to other teams just to extend their career, like Emmitt Smith did or Tony Dorsett. You know, at this point in my career, maybe the best thing for me to do is I've got tons of money. I've got a great wife and wonderful kids. I'll go ahead and take a salary cut, and I'm here when we need us. I can't guarantee that'll happen, but that would be a nice thing to have. So I'll bring you the press conference as soon as I can get a copy of it, and I'll post it online. Whew, things are so interesting when you deal with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Mark Holmes. That's the Swami, Cowboy Joe Boo. And thank you, as always, for subscribing to the Joe Boo Report. We're growing like crazy because of you guys. And this season, just never ends.